ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्वसे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 86, verse number 51. So in the previous class we studied how Krishna was received. Krishna along with the sages were received by the Brahmana, Shrutadev, and in his humble residence he accommodated all of them, made arrangements, worshipped them, gave them food. Then holding Krishna's feet in his hand, he recited certain prayers in which he said that it is not that Krishna is seeing him now, he has seen him since the beginning of creation, but it is he who is seeing him now, just like person gave the example of dream. And then he requested Krishna to instruct him. So after that Krishna took his hand, Shrudev's hand in his own hand, and he speaks the following verses. Annapurna, unmute yourself.
Radhisham Babaji. So I just have, actually I would like to clear some things from yesterday's class, and I would just like to make sure that I understand the things properly. So we were talking like yesterday, or you were talking about that Bhagavan can only show himself to the pure devotees and manifest in their heart. And that just pure devotees means free from all the clutters of the material world. So then I was just thinking, for those ones that are not there yet, I'm talking about myself basically, it's not possible to see Bhagavan in such a way for a long time, because it's going to take me a long time to clean myself, obviously. And then I was thinking, okay, what is the process then? And then Krishna can never put his feet on the material ground, so if I'm materially inclined, of course he cannot manifest in my material heart. So then the only process is through Guru, basically. So it says that a Guru is manifestation of the Bhagwan on the material, in the material world. So basically, I just want to know, is then a Guru should be worshipped basically in the same way as the Bhagavan, or taken as that, to basically enter eventually into this space. Otherwise, it's not possible at all. So could I then say, basically, Guru and Bhagavan are one and the same thing, because one is in material world and the other one is like in the hearts of the pure devotees, but it's basically the same process.
Yes, Guru is representative of or manifestation of Bhagavan, so he has to be treated like that. But we also have to know that Guru is not Bhagavan. He is also devotee of Bhagavan.
Yeah, he is devotee of Bhagavan, but without the Guru, it's basically not possible at all, actually at all, to come to Bhagavan, right?
Yes.
Or not?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, verse number 51. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. Brahmanste anugraharthaya sampraptan vidhyamun munin sancharanti maya lokan punantah padarenubhihi. So Sri Krishna addressed Shraddeva, that of Brahmana, it is to bless you that these sages who are with me, they are moving in this world with me while purifying the people from the dust of their feet. So Shraddeva has praised Krishna, but Krishna is pointing to the sages. So he says that Swastutim akarne Swasanginam Vipranam Stutim tu anakarne Brahman Bhakti Upadesh Mishena Swameva Brahmanan Stuvan Tavstavasyapi Mama Brahmana Stavya Iti Abhivanjyati He Brahman. So Krishna realized that this Brahmana, he only praised Krishna and not the sages. And they're also sitting next to him. So he didn't say anything. If you remember, King Bahulaswa, he also honored them along with Krishna. Although he recited praises to Krishna, but he also included the sages. That I am fortunate, and the sages who are not visible to ordinary people, they have come and so on. So some praise was given to them also. But this Brahmana did not say anything about the sages. So Krishna felt a little awkward, because it's just like you go to somebody's house and you have your friend with you and you get all the respect and friend doesn't get anything. So then friend will obviously feel awkward and neglected. And if you are really friend of your friend, then you will also feel that what is this, I am getting all the attention and he is being neglected. So this is called empathy. This is called awareness. That how aware is Krishna of the whole situation. So therefore he mentions. So now what he is doing is that he is praising the Brahmanas on the pretext of giving instruction to this Brahmana Shrutadev. So he is comforting them. So that's what he is saying, that Swastuti Makarne, that after hearing his own praise, but not hearing the praise of the Brahmanas or the sages who came with him, Brahman Bhakti Upadesa Mishena Swameva Brahmanam Stuvan, that while instructing Shrutadev about the devotion to the Brahmanas, he praises the importance of the Brahmanas, and in this way he is praising the Brahmanas. So he is doing both things. He is instructing, because he says, Shadhi, Mom, that you please instruct me. So he instructs him, but he is instructing him about the importance of the Brahmanas. So this way his instruction is being given, and the sages who are present, they are also being praised. So Tav Stavyasya api mam Brahmana stavya, that by your praise also I praise these Brahmanas. So he says, Hey Brahman, hey Brahman, Brahmana, swasya brahmanatva swajatisu tav nati adara. So he is addressing Shrutadev as Brahman or Brahmana, as if he is indicating, because you are Brahmana and these are also Brahmanas, so you are not caring for them, because they belong to your own clan, your own class. So that's why you are not paying any attention to them. So that's why he said in this verse that they purify the whole world with the dust of their feet. Deva kshetrani tirthani darshana sparshanarchanaihi shanai punanti kalina tadarhattam ikshaya. The devas, the holy places, the tirthas, they purify by seeing them, by touching them, by worshipping them gradually. Means they take long time. Shanai punanti kalena. But the saintly people, just by their glance. Tadapi arhattam ikshaya. So he says that these are all saintly people and they purify just by their looks. Whereas the tirthas, the holy places, the devas, they take long time to purify. Kincha devadibhyopi brahmana shrestha ityaha devaiti. So in this verse he is explaining how these brahmanas are superior even to the devas in the holy places. Te shanahi punanti ete tu sadyeva. They purify gradually, but these brahmanas, they purify immediately. Tadapi tatpunanatvamapi arhattamanam ikshaya arhattam kartrika avloknam yadi te prapnuvanti tadeva yaduktam. So on that they purify you just by their looks, not that you have to worship them or anything. Even by looking they can purify. Avlokanam yadi te prapnuvanti, if they can look at you. So therefore it is said, Tesam vichartam padviham tirthanam pavnechaya, that these people they travel even to holy places to purify them. So tirtham kurvanti tirthani, that they make the holy place holy by their presence. Brahmano janmana shreyan sarvesham praninam iha tapsa vidyaya tushtya kimumat kalayayutaha. Brahmanas are superior to others simply by their birth. So among all living beings, Brahmanas are supreme. Why? Because they are austere, they have knowledge, and they are satisfied. And then what to speak of the Brahmanas are actually my devotees. Then they are even more purifying. Mama kala parikalnam upasnottham sakshatkarastayayuta. So he says that kalaya here refers to the experience of Bhagavan through upasana. So then they are even more purifying. Na brahmanat me daitam rupam etat chaturbhujam sarva vedamayo vipra sarva devamayo hiyaham. Even my this 400 form is not dear to me than the Brahmanas. So Brahmanas are more dear to me than even my own individual form. A Brahmana is Sarva Vedamaya, is personification of all the Vedas, and Sarva Devamaya he am, and I am the personification of all the Devas. So he is giving importance to Brahmanas more than anyone else. When Kumaras came to Vaikuntha and they were stopped by Jaya and Vijay, then Bhagavan came at the gate himself and pacified the Kumaras. And he said that if my own hand goes against the Brahmanas, I will chop it off. So much he was praising. He said a similar thing to Durvasa Rishi when he went to get protection from the Sudarshan Chakra. So he says, Naham Atmanam Asha Śrīmad Bhakti Sadhu Hirvina Sriyacha Antantikam Brahman Yesham Gatiraham Para. So he says, Naham Atmanam Asha Sadhu Hirmad Bhakti Vina, that without my devotees I do not care even for my own body. Because he was trying to tell him that I cannot stop this Sudarshan Chakra, you have to go back to Ambarish. I don't have the power. So he says that I don't want even the ultimate wealth, power without the devotees. So much importance he gave to the bhaktas. So now he says that Sarva Vedamayo Vipra. So Vipra is called Vedamaya. Means he is the upholder of the Vedas. And he is calling himself as Sarva Devamaya. That all the Devas are in him. Which means that Veda means the knowledge. And he or the Deva means the subject of knowledge. Vishaya and Vishayi. Knowledge has its content. So he is saying that the Vedas are the knowledge, because that's where knowledge is contained, and the content of that knowledge is me. But without knowledge, which is more important, the content or the Vishaya? So knowledge is more important, because if you don't have the knowledge, then Vishaya can remain. If you have money in your pocket, but you don't know that you have money in your pocket, then you cannot buy anything. So therefore he says that these Brahmanas are Vedamaya. That's why they are even superior to me. That is the significance. So Sarva Vedamayo Vipra iti mama Sarva Devmayatvat. So Vipra Brahmana is Vedamaya, means personification of the Veda or holder of the knowledge of the Veda. And Veda, knowledge of Veda, what is in Veda? Veda isya sarvairahame Vedya. Veda speaks about me. So that's why Brahmanas are important, because if they are not there, then knowledge about Krishna is not available. And if knowledge about Krishna is not available, then let Krishna be there. Then nobody cares for him. So Sarveshwarasya api pramanam ye Veda tanmaya vipro bhavet. So all the Krishna is Sarveshwara, but the pramana, the means to know him, is the Veda. And Veda is held by the Vipras, Brahmanas. Therefore they are most important. That's what he's saying. Duspragya aviditva evam avjanante shoyavaha gurumam vipramatmanam archado vidyadrishtayah. So foolish people who do not know this, aviditva eva, they disrespect the Brahmanas who are my personification. The Guru is, this question was asked. This is what is saying, that Guru Mam Vipram, that know the Guru, the Brahmana, to be me. And those who worship only in the deity form but do not respect the Brahmana or the Guru, then they are foolish and they only find fault. So archayamev hariye pujam yasradhyayate na tad bhakte suchannesu sa bhakta prakrita smrita. So such a devotee is called neophyte, who worships and respects the deity form of Bhagavan but does not give respect to the devotees, Brahmanas. So he doesn't care for them. And this is a very big practical problem. No matter how many times you read it, hear it, I tell it, people continue to do the same thing all the time, disrespecting, finding fault, criticizing. You forget immediately. Hear from one side, pass from the other side, leaves no trace of any samskaras. And that's why people don't make progress on path of bhakti. I get so many emails about this question. Can you tell me why? What is the problem? I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but I don't feel anything. So it is, earlier it came also, when it says that they see him in the heart. And the commentator said, only if they are niraparadhi, if they are free from offense. And the biggest offense is to the devotees, Vaishnava Ninda. And now with social media, this is the easiest thing to do. Immediately you can throw your pride and feel happy about it. So as I said, some people say I'm proud of my pride. Somebody recently wrote this to me. He said, I'm very proud of my pride. So I wrote, okay, be very happy with your pride. So such an interesting phenomena. So characharamidam vishwam bhavaye chasya hetavaha madrupani chetasya yadhatte vipro madikshayah. So he says characharamidam vishwam bhavaye chasya hetava madrupani. So this point comes so many times. This came practically in the prayers of Vasudeva, prayers of Bahulasva. Now recently there have been so many prayers, one after another. And this is one of the common point which comes, that all these moving and non-moving objects, Vishwam, the elements and the cause behind them which makes them earth, water, fire, air, ether, etc. He says Madrupani. He says this is my form. So Sarvabhutesu yapashyad bhagavad bhavam atmane bhagavati bhutani atmani sa bhagavatottama esha bhagavatottama. So he is considered as Uttam Bhagavata. So adhatte vipro madikshaya. So that Vipra, he keeps this knowledge in his heart. Means he has madikshaya, he has knowledge about me, and then he sees that all these things are manifestation of him only. Vasudeva sarvamiti. Idrisasya brahmanasya lakshanamaha. So in this sloka he is giving the characteristic of such a brahmana, which was mentioned earlier, that he is like his manifestation. Asya vishwasya hetvo bhava padartha mehdadaya madikshaya ityasya arthasya paunaruktya madikshaya mat sakshat darshanena yukto vipravishesho naradadi ityartha. So the causes of this material world, Mahat Tattva, Ahankara, etc. So these are all his manifestation. And one who has this vision, that is the Brahmana. And then he says that this Madikshaya can also be repeated. And then it means that one who has direct vision of me, such Vipra is especially worshipable like Narada. So they are not just Brahmanas, but they are devotees, and they are not just ordinary devotees, but who have had the direct vision of Bhagavan. Tasmad Brahma Rishinetan Brahman Machraddhayarchaya Evam Chedarchito Asmi Adha Nanyatha Bhuri Bhutivi. So he is saying all this, so now he concludes, therefore a Brahmana or Brahman, please worship these Brahma Rishis. These are Rishis when they are Brahmanas both, and worship them with faith in me. And if you worship them, then I will become worshipped. If you worship me and don't worship them, then sa bhakta prakrita smrta. But you worship them, then I become very pleased. So evam chedarchito asmi adha nanyatha bhur bhutivi. Otherwise, I am not worshipped, even if you worship me with great opulence, bhuri bhutivi. And I am not pleased with that. So this is the instruction Krishna gave to Shrutadeva. Now he concludes the chapter. Sri Shuka Vacha, Sri Sukdev said, Saitam Prabhuna Adishta Saha Krishnandujottaman Aradhya Ekatam Bhavina Maithilas Shapa Sadgatim. So when he was instructed like this by the Lord, then he worshipped all these Brahmanas along with Krishna and understood them as one, Ekatam Bhava. And then he attained the ultimate destination along with the king. So king also attained that destination. Maithilas Cha means also Srutadev and Bahulasva. means they attained Bhagavan. So that is the story. Now the conclusion. Evam svabhaktayo rajan Bhagavan bhakta bhaktiman ushitva sanmargam punardvara vatim nagat. So in this way, Bhagavan, who is a devotee of his devotee, or who has bhakti, devotion for his devotee, he stayed there for some time, and then instructing them, he went back to his city of Dwaraka. Punardvaravati Magat. Ekatmyam ek manastvam tadrupoyo bhavastena yadva Krishna tatsangi viprayo yad ekatmyam tadbhav. So the ekatmyam means with one pointed attention, or it means to consider Krishna and all these brahmanas as one with this feeling. Sanmargam satam maktanam margam bhagavadusham bhakti yogam. So Krishna instructed them about satam marga, about the bhakti yoga, and then he left. Iti sarartha darshinyam harshinyam bhaktachetasam sadishiti tamodhyayo dasmayajani sangataha. So this brings an end to the chapter 86 and the commentary on it called Sarartha Darshini on 86th chapter of 10th canto. Narayanji.
Pranam Guru Maharaj. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, there's a little bit of background noise. Please let me know if it is too much.
No, we don't hear any noise.
Okay. So, Guru Maharaj, my question is that, you have often consistently said that we have to offer respect and worship to all the Vaishnavas, to the Brahmanas, and in general, you have also been repeatedly saying in other classes that we have to maintain a worshipable and respectful attitude towards living entities in general. And my question is that if somebody is on the path of bhakti, then it is easier to offer respects, obeisances, whatnot, because we know the person is rightfully placed. Whereas other people, they are even the so-called brahmanas and in some cases even devotees, like they are very firmly within the gunas. So one challenge that comes is how can we offer respects to such a person? Because then it becomes like, it doesn't feel real, it feels fake. Because you immediately see the duality of bad qualities or whatnot in the other person. And it requires a very, very high level of discretion to see him or her as a vibhuti or energy of Bhagavan. So how can we maintain that discretion and that vision, especially when dealing with people? Yeah.
So first of all, we don't deal with that many people. Many times we just criticize others, although we have nothing to do with it.
Right.
So that at least that much should be stopped. Like we keep on making remarks about some other devotees, some other group, or they are like this, or that so-and-so guru is like this, or the disciples of so-and-so are like that. So first of all, it is none of my business, even if I know it, even if I see it. If I have eyes to see, I'm going to see it. Suppose some person is lame and he is walking. I see him, I know that he is lame. There's nothing, I can't avoid it. If I have eyes, I will see it. But now to see him lame and then I start making fun of him, I start joking or laughing, that is wrong. So similarly, even if you see that somebody is not a great devotee or under the influence of the gunas, okay, you see it, but now you don't have to make fun of him, you don't have to make, it's none of your business. Unless you have to actually deal with that person, then you deal accordingly. So that is the minimum we should at least do, because many times we are just passing remarks on others for no good reason. Just not our business.
Yeah.
And it's
Right.
very common. It's like practically just happens as easily as we see things with our eyes. Then that also comes. So that's where we have to make the discrimination. That's where we have to use our buddhi. That it's not my responsibility to correct everybody. And this happens because we don't focus on ourselves, we focus on others. So if we give more attention to our own character, our own improvement, our own progress, then we don't focus so much on others. But when we are not, it's like we have to become self-centered, as far as our own progress is concerned. Otherwise we become other-centered, and then we are looking at everybody. He's like that, she's like that, he said this, he said this. And so much, goes on here and there. So at least this much can be stopped. Now next thing comes, what if I have to deal with such a person? And then we have to deal, then you have to know that, okay, this person has got this type of character, and that's how the person is. Somehow he has also come to this path by Krishna's grace, by sadhu sangha, by grace of some Vaishnavas, whatever. So he has also some good fortune, but he has got some negative side. I can't do anything about it. Also, it's not my responsibility, but I have to deal with him. So I deal with him nicely. Because many times, with our own good or bad behavior, we can bring out good and bad in the other person. If my behavior is peaceful and controlled and nice and loving and kind, then even if the other person is not like that, maybe some change can happen in that person. But if I remain critical, then I'm making sure that other person whom you are already thinking is not so good, then that person's negativity is definitely going to come out. And this is not going to benefit any one of you. It is not going to benefit you nor him or her. So this is a very difficult job. It's not easy. It is easy to say it. That's why I said that we hear it 100 times, but when it comes to acting, then we see it all the time, people making all kinds of negative remarks on others and then feeling great about it. That's what I said, that feeling proud about my pride. So that has to be done, or has to be practiced with awareness.
Right. So just to summarize, Guru Maharaj, basically what you're saying is the locus of all our spiritual practice is really the self only.
Yes.
And we need to be self-centered from that perspective.
Completely.
As a starting point.
Complete becomes selfish.
Understood.
100%.
And now this actually, thank you, this is very illuminating. There's this one question to your second point which you made, is when dealing with others. I think you have also very repeatedly said this, so in many ways this question is a repeat, but I just would like to hear your view on this one more time. So often when we are dealing, I think maintaining a respectful and a balanced perspective is something that comes with practice.
Yes.
It is not, it's a science really. It can be done, right? Because
it can be done.
And I think you had said in one earlier class that it's best is to not make any distinction between devotees, non-devotees, etc. Just keep one primal way of engaging with everybody, so that there is consistency in your own internal psyche. Right? Except of course devotees are a little different because of their alignment to Bhagavan and things. Is that sort of right?
Yeah, distinction we should make, because we should be more respectful to devotees and more careful with them. In that sense, we should make distinction. But as far as giving respect, you treat everybody respectfully. Actually, people like it when you treat them respectfully. and they become respectful towards you. Because nobody
So-
likes to be criticized.
There is one question that always comes to my mind, Guru Maharaj, that in that case, aren't we seeing the world from a dual lens? This is a devotee, this is a non-devotee. Of course, we understand devotees are.
No, it is
special.
not. It's not that, as I'm saying, that if I have my eyes to see, then I see this person can walk straight, another person is limping. It's not that I'm making some special effort to see that. So it's just normal that I'm
I see.
trying to discriminate or anything like that. It's just like if you see your father and you see your father's friend and you see your own friend, you don't have to make some special effort to see that he is my father. I have to be more respectful to him than my father, my friend. It's just normal
Understood.
thing.
Understood. So it is just a simple vyavaharik lens. And in this process, when things go into our heart, for example, you said, when other things bother us or some people insult us or whatever, and it impacts. I'm now not talking about devotees, in general also. Then the best way to deal with it is just internalize and consume it, or because what happens is when somebody does something which is disrespectful or says something disrespectful, it lingers in your heart for a long, 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 long time. And especially if it's a devotee, then it's even worse, because you always wonder that how did this even come to be. So in that case, what is the solution to really get through to that?
So for that you have to have another formula to deal with it. And that's a very simple formula. That formula is that whatever is happening to me, it is Krishna who is arranging it for me to improve. So he spoke through this devotee to insult me, to see, let's see how much Narayan can take. Otherwise Narayan will become puffed up thinking I'm advanced devotee. So therefore Krishna arranges this, that this guy makes a remark or throws some insult at you, and then you learn to take it like an arrow with the armor of humility. So if you have this attitude, you see the basic problem, where lies the basic problem. The basic problem is the Shraddha. If you have Shraddha, none of these problems can come.
Yeah, true.
But our Shraddha is somewhere like in the air, not in our heart. So we hear it with this, with that. So obviously some Shraddha is there if we are on this path, it's not. But actually when you have a staunch Shraddha, then these things don't bother. Because what is the meaning of Shraddha? Shraddha means Shastrarth Vishwas. And Shastrarth Vishwas, that's why we are studying Shastra. Many people are saying, oh, why he's just giving knowledge, he's only giving knowledge. Yeah, knowledge, what is the problem with knowledge? And why we should not have knowledge? Why God has given us buddhi? We could be animal otherwise. What is the speciality of human being? That they can acquire knowledge. Otherwise, dharmene jnanene hina pasubhi samana. Without knowledge you are an animal. No difference. Okay, you walk on two legs and you eat with knife and fork. But just a sophisticated animal. And that's even more dangerous. So that's what Shastra is saying. So Shastra is teaching us all these things. So when we have Shraddha, then we also have Shraddha that, like just now we read, Krishna says that even in all these elements I am manifest. So if that person who is saying something to you, Krishna is also manifest in him. So to have this vision that nothing happens, if Krishna is my Ishta Devata, he is my Ishvara, then I have this Shraddha that actually nothing happens without his control. So although I have to deal with the situation, some thief is coming, I have to protect myself. But at the end, if I am unable to protect, even if this happens, then I have to think, okay, Krishna has come like this to me. And he has some plan. So I still remain peaceful with that. He can take, he can give, he can smash me, he can uplift me, he can, if somebody is praising me, I don't have to get puffed up. Then I'll say, okay, now Krishna is trying to see, let's see how this guy takes when the praise comes. Same thing. So if you feel very happy when you are being praised, you are making sure that you will be very disturbed when you are criticized. So the real practice you have to do when somebody is praising you, not so much when somebody is criticizing you. When somebody is criticizing you, it's very difficult for you to practice at that time, because already everything goes out of your control. So start practicing when somebody praises you. Narayan, you are a very great devotee. How wonderful you are. That time keep yourself within yourself and say that it's not like that. Don't feel. See if you actually can avoid becoming happy when somebody praises you. Very difficult. But it's easy to practice that. If you can practice that, then it will be equally easy to take when somebody criticizes you. Because these two things go together. As much as you feel happy by being praised, that much or probably more than that you'll feel troubled when you get criticized. If praise does not move you, then criticism will also not move you.
Thank you very much, Guru Maharaj. Very,
They are interrelated.
Yeah, very difficult to follow, but I think you have said it very clearly actually.
Yeah, difficult to follow, but if I have this knowledge, then I can practice it. But if I don't even know it, how will I practice? That's why knowledge is important. Yes.
Very recently here in Vrindavan, a well-known sadhu made some criticism on women who were living in and calling them Vaishyas. And so another famous woman reacted to that and threatened to make a case against him. So, first of all, is that also a Vaishnava aparada from his side? Because she's not a devotee. Or does it not come under Vaishnava aparada?
Well, depends what is her intention.
No, she didn't say it. It was he who made the remark that
Now she is making a case against him.
Yeah.
So what is her intention in making the case?
Probably protecting the women or something, the rights of women.
Protecting what?
Because
How will they get protected?
yeah, what her intention is. But from his side, is it a Vaishnava aparada or?
You are
because she's
talking from
not-
her side or his side?
Well, from her side, it's a Vaishnava aparada because he's. But from his side,
Yeah, it is
Not
wrong to say, to criticize, to say women are Vaishyas. His mother, what about his mother? Or his wife?
no, he was saying that only for women who are not married, who are in living situations.
So if he has a daughter,
Yeah.
and once upon a time his mother was also not married, or his wife was not married when he got married to her before that. Anyway, it is not good to make statements like that.
Exactly.
It's obviously an offense.
Even if that other person is not a Vaishnava.
This offense is to Vaishnava, it is more intense.
Exactly.
But even other living beings there, this is what we are reading. Here Krishna is only speaking about Brahmanas. He is not talking about Vaishnava. He didn't use word Vaishnava, he says Brahmana.
Yeah.
So it is according to the intensity of the offense depends how intensely one is related to Bhagavan. So all living beings are related ultimately. So some offense is involved. That's why Mahaprabhu said, Amanine Manaden. He said for everybody. He didn't say only towards Vaishnavas. And then we have like freedom to criticize non-Vaishnavas. Okay, anything else? So now we come to chapter number 87. Now this is the most philosophical chapter in Bhagavatam. And I know about Vaishnava Toshni commentary of Jiva Goswami, they are very elaborate. But I don't know about Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti, how elaborate he writes. But if I say from Vaishnava Toshni point of view, we will spend at minimum 1 month on this chapter. His commentaries are very, very elaborate on this Shruti Stuti prayers, Veda Stuti. So, and it's very interesting, and we should hear it carefully to understand the philosophy, the Bhagavatam's view of Tattva. So let's do the first verse. So this chapter is called Veda Stuti. They are prayers of the Vedas personified. That's why they are philosophical. So it's interesting how suddenly Parikshit comes up with a question which doesn't seem to be related. All this time Krishna Leela was going on, and suddenly a question comes. Brahman Brahmanya Nirdeshe Nirgune Gunuvrittayaha Katham Charanti Shruteha Sakshat Sadastaha Parehe. So he said that, O Brahman, O sage, how is it that Brahman means Brahma, which is Nirguna and Anirdeshya. Nirguna, we know that it is free from the gunas. It doesn't have sattva, rajas and tamas. And it is Anirdeshya. Anirdeshya means that it cannot be described in words. So how is it that Vedas can describe it? Katham charanti shrutayaha, that the Shrutis or the Vedas, how can they describe Brahma? Because the words of the Shrutis are within gunas, gunavrittaya. When we are speaking, the sound is material. So how can material sound describe Brahma, which is non-material, which is free from the gunas, and Sakshat Sadasta, which is beyond Sat and Asat, which is beyond cause and effect. So how that can be described? So this is a very pertinent question posed here by Parikshit Maharaj. So let's see yes.
Babaji, I'm just thinking how they will do Sangati for this question here, because after all this discussion on, even Swayam Bhagavan, this chapter, this verse, everything has come before. So from where is this curiosity in Parikshit coming?
So the Sangati is based only on one word, on the last verse. And the last verse, the word was used, Adisya Sanmargam Punardvaravati Yayav. I think that's what it is. He says that he instructed them on Sanmarg. Ushitva Adisya Sanmargam Punardvaravati Agat. So this Sanmarg. Sanmarg means Satmarg. So obviously the question comes that how did he instruct in Satmarg? But obviously the Satmarg cannot be material. So that this is the seed for the question. He will write that also in the commentary. So all the commentators, they do special Mangalacharan when they write commentary on this. So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti also does that. So he says, Sri Govindo Jayati, all glories to Govinda. Saptasiti Tame Krishna Swarupam Sarvatodhikam Vedai Nirupitam Gyatam Naradena Gurur Mukhat. He says that in this 87th chapter, the form of Krishna has been described superior to everything else. Means he is Swayam Bhagavan. And this is Vedai Nirupitam Gyatam. It is known because of such description by the Vedas. And Narada will describe this here, which he heard from his own Guru, Narayana Rishi. So means Sukdev, what he is saying here is that this, I am just repeating what Narada heard from Narayana Rishi, and the gist here is that Krishna Swarupam Sarvato Adhikam, that Krishna is supreme. Then he speaks humility, talking about humility, see how humble he is. He says, Mam Ratna Vanik Bhavam Ratnani Aparichin Vataha Hasantu Santo Jiremina Swaswanta Vinodakrit. He says that I am trying to act like a jeweler who deals in jewelry, but I have zero knowledge about jewels. I cannot distinguish between blue sapphire and diamond, emerald. I have no knowledge about it, but I want to be a jeweler. Ratna Vanik Bhavam. So he says that saintly people will laugh at me. That what? This guy, he knows nothing about this. He says, but I am not ashamed, because I am doing this just for my own fun. Swanta Vinodakrit, Swaswanta Vinodakrit, for my own satisfaction. So like I'm not trying to be a famous jeweler or anything. I'm just getting into this field so that I can also learn something about it. Name asti vadushyapi napi bhaktir virakti raktir na tathapi lolyat sudurgama deva bhamami veda stuti artha chinta mani rashi gridhnu. He says that I have no scholarship, I have no devotion, I don't have any vairagya, renunciation, I don't have rati, and I have one thing, and that is I have the greed, which is difficult to understand why I have that. Sudurgamad lalyat. And therefore I am trying to get very greedy about the pile of transcendental gem in the form of Veda Stuti. That's what I am doing. Mam nishtayam aviveka vayu pravartate pate tum balat chet likhamiyata swami sanatan Shri Krishnangri bhastambha kritavalambaha. So he is considering himself as very light, like as if he is some piece of grass. He says maybe the wind, which is of aviveka, of lack of discrimination. The lack of discrimination, the wind in the form of lack of discrimination may blow me away and pull me down forcibly, because I am very high up in the air floating, but the wind, waft of the wind may pull me down. So he says that's possible, but still I am writing commentary here because I am holding on to the feet which are like the pillars of Swami. Swami means Sridhar Swami. Sanatan means Sanatan Goswami, because Sanatan Goswami wrote Dasam Tippani on it. And Sri Krishna Angri, and to the feet of Sri Krishna. Or it's also Krishna Narayan Chakravarti, his Guru, or Guru's Guru. Pranamya Sri Gurum Bhuya Sri Krishnam Karunarnavam Lokanatham Jagatchakshu Sri Shukam Tamupashraye. So I bow down to Sri Guru, and then Sri Krishna, who can be Lord Sri Krishna or Krishna Narayan Chakravarti. I think his Guru's name is Ram Narayan Chakravarti, and then his Guru Ganga Narayan or Ram Narayan. and then his guru's guru is Krishna Narayana. So I'm taking to their feet and I bow down to them. And then Loknath Jagat Chakshu, Loknath Goswami. So he comes in the lineage from Loknath, Narottam Das Thakur, like that. And then Sri Shukdev Goswami, I take shelter of them. So then he will explain, we will stop here. Then he will explain the sloka. Do that in the next class. Okay, anybody has anything?